Hello everyone and welcome to the full market analysis volume 12 video. So this is a video to show you our charts so you get to see what it looks like. We also explain our views and what we think is going to happen. We're also going to provide some predictions for you guys and also try and deliver some good value for you guys so you can move forward and learn as a trader in general. Okay. So if you are new to this channel or you're a new trader, we do have a private Telegram group chat and that link is in the description below. We simply just provide news updates, hourly chart updates with our predictions and analysis, and some educational tips as well alongside it. So I do highly recommend you to join that if you just want to check that out. So that link is in the description, and yeah, so we're going to start off this video with looking at the pairs of the ones that are in purple or in blue. The ones that are in yellow, these are going to be provided tomorrow because we're looking to trade that. So I want to take you through those pairs with a bit more detail. Okay, so we'll just start off with New Zealand dollar to the US dollar for the start of this analysis. Okay, so I want you to have a look at what we started off with last week. Okay, so what we had here was our ranging motion and the ranging pattern, and this was on a higher time frame, which is what I want you to understand why the markets have just not been going anywhere. And the market percentage for ranging is roughly around 75 to 80%, and the 20% is the trending term, so the trending part of the market. And it's really important to adapt your style towards that percentile. So as you can see here, during this period of time, we were stuck in a ranging pattern, and if you did have a trending strategy, it would not have done as well as opposed to here. So as you can see here, we broke out of our range and now we're looking at a huge push to the upside. So there was this huge potential of 300 to 400 pips move here. So if you didn't get any of that, then of course that's just unfortunate, but don't feel like, oh, I've missed my opportunity. This happens all the time, and it's just understanding the patterns and the flow. So yes, okay, you may have missed it, but try and use this data in perspective of what you can learn from. Try seeing it as a learning opportunity, and you can see yourself when it comes back to this opportunity again, like you'll know, okay, so we have a ranging motion here, we can see a breakout, I'm now changing my strategy towards a trending. Okay, so you can develop two trading systems, one to cope with the ranging motion and one to cope for a trending motion. Okay, so what we're looking at here is just to capitalize on the trends. Okay, so right now we're in this current push phase, so we're looking for that with the momentum to fade away and potentially find some pullbacks. So we're looking for a potential invalidation and a form of rejection in this area here. So this zone that we're looking at is quite large, but we do think that this will be a very good area to buy from the dips. So this is at 0.643 to 0.63700. Okay, so with that, what we want to see is just that buying momentum come back into play. Okay, so we're looking at that pullback, we're waiting patiently for this to happen. So it may not be this week, it may be next week that this happens, but because we're now trending on a higher time frame, we need to wait for again this phase to continue. So in the trading group, in the premium group, we will be trading on the intraday, so we're going to try and see if we can capitalize and milk out of this uptrend as much as we can, and see if it does have any more potential. So again, that's what we will consider for both long term and short term as well. Okay, so that's our perspectives for this pair. We'll move on to the next one. I think everything's covered on that one. So Euro USD and gold we're actually going to cover tomorrow. We'll move on to Aussie dollar to the US dollar. So again, in this huge strong uptrend, and we're coming to a potential zone of interest where we could be finding some rejection, but I'm not focusing so much on an aggressive sell. What I will be waiting for is to see if price can push and extend above this zone, and again wait for a potential pullback within this area. Wait for that former rejection of this zone. So again, we're looking for wick rejections, and ultimately this is just to state that this zone is acting as a form of support, as it once, well, is currently acting as a resistance. But if it does push above, we could find that this former resistance then eventually becomes a form of support. Okay, that's if we find that retest at this point. And then we will be looking for just that simple momentum and that continuation towards the upside. So price needs to have that breather. It can't always go straight up. It's just what causes a healthy trend. It has to take some breathing points. So again, it's just understanding this in market structure and progressiveness of the market. Okay, so again, yeah, we do need to wait for this to occur and wait for that break towards the upside. So the range that we're looking at here is at 0.703 to 0.69990. Okay, so place those into your zones and place those zones into your charts and check that out and keep an eye out on the price. US dollar to the Japanese yen. Now we're looking at this on a very long-term scale. What we can see here, we've had this huge outburst from this zone that we've got here. So remember me speaking, if you go back to one of our full market analysis videos, we've had this huge selling pressure here, and if we did get a break above here, this could absolutely fly off, and it absolutely did. So now we're looking at, obviously, on a higher time frame perspective as well, breaking our downtrend. So we're now in a clear, strong momentum towards the upside. So that's very good news for us as traders, because for those who trade on the trends like us, it's a good sign. This is where we need to take our opportunity, because we've been stuck here since the 17th of April, 16th, so almost a whole month. But this is what execution and patience is, and understanding opportunities in the market. And that's why joining or trading now is probably a really good time. So again, full markets are all back into swinging motion, which is brilliant. Really excited for this month, as you could tell. So we had this huge push here. So all we're looking at is just a pullback onto the trend line. We could get a potential retest at this point, and see if we can continuate towards the upside and target a nice round figure of 11.6, potentially 112, but again, we need to see exactly over the next few weeks. But we will keep an eye on this individually in the group chat. So just keep an eye out on for that. But yeah, just looking at a retest of this trend line if possible. But if we do get a deeper extension, because we've flown way above to retest this level, we could get a pullback at our former resistance point, wait for that rejection or tap, and we could get the second wave to come back in. So if you did miss out this move here, don't worry, there will be plenty more opportunities. We have the reset on the downtrend on the high time frame, or the lower time frame zone here. So this is at 108.09 to 107.9. Okay, so if you want to put those levels into your chart, that'd be something to watch for. So moving on to Canadian dollar to the Japanese yen. Again, we spoke about this before, I do believe, on the couple of full market analysis videos. We just simply were waiting for a break on either side here or to the downside. So in our case, it was towards the upside. The first point of break was around here, so I knew from this point that, okay, we need to get in. We could have a potential break from this level, had this push towards the upside, and that's exactly what we did. So we did manage to get in on this trade, so that's great. But if you didn't get in on this trade, don't worry too much, because we do have more potential opportunities to get into. So I'm looking at this level here as a potential resistance to support. So it's not exactly clear what this level will become. For now, as it's pushed above, I want to see more structure come into play. So that means I want to see price close stronger above this level before we could get a potential pullback. And again, this will be our form of interest to get a good buy entry again, and we could be targeting the next level up. So this level here is at 81.4, and we're looking to target around 84 to 85 in that region. Okay, so a clear step towards the upside, but again, that's what we are looking to do. We had this huge momentum come into play. So hopefully you can understand here that because price on a higher time frame has just not been able to push out of this level here. We do have all this orders in terms of we do have sellers here and we have buyers at this point. So ultimately the buyers won, pushed out of this level, and now we have this huge aggressive move. So this is how I'm looking at the market and prospecting it. And again, if we do have this continuation towards the upside, we will be looking to trade this on an intraday level and see if we can continue it and push this move towards the upside even more. Okay, so yeah, so just looking at a reverse into this level, looking at 81.4 as a potential retest. But we do need to find more structure towards the upside, a stronger level, before we wait for that pullback. Okay, so that's very important. So just make note of that. We'll look on to now Euro JPY, Euro to Japanese yen. Yeah, similar thing again here. Spoke about this on the last week's video, last week's market analysis. If we could get that huge push towards the upside, we should be able to continuate. Even though we were looking at a potential sell here, the momentum was shifted, and we changed our bias as soon as we could. So I'll just get rid of this. But ultimately, do believe we did try. I think we did manage to. Oh no, we didn't manage to get in this trade. I think we just missed out. But we do have plenty more opportunities, like I keep saying. Again, the markets are back in trending motions. So all we can see here is, we have this huge push towards the upside. We're just now waiting for that sell pressure to come in now. It could be potentially here. We just need a strong evidence, and then I'll be looking for a potential test on this level here, 122.8, and see if we can find some invalidation at this point, some form of rejection, and again we'll look for that strong momentum towards the upside, and that would be our continuation, and we'll just keep on holding this trade, make higher highs and lower lows, and etc. And waiting for that correct opportunity. So the most important thing with a trending market as opposed to a sideways moving market is you have to be patient, just as equal to the ranging market, really. The only difference is understanding the points where you need to buy from. Okay, so with us, we always wait on that pullback on either side. So if we're not finding a pullback, we don't simply take a trade. So it's important to understand this, because this is what causes markets to flow, and it causes the trending market to push up. As I said earlier, markets never push up; it moves up in as I call staircases, and that's just the simple case of what a trending a trending pair looks like, or a trend in terms of structure. Okay, so yeah, so we'll move on now to Euro, New Zealand dollar. So yeah, so we're simply waiting for waiting for price to push out of the structure. So we do have here, so we have a nice strong push, not exactly the best of retests, but you know, this is the pullback, and now we're making some new structure. So what I will be looking for is just to see if this can pull back at this level. I highly doubt it will. I think this will continue and push further low. So on the premium group, we will be looking to trade this on an intraday level and see if we can extend this fully. But I couldn't actually tell you the buying point at this level, simply because we're still in a big push. But if price does manage to come back to this level here for a stronger retest, we could find a delay at this point, and again look for that momentum. And as a former price zone here, as it acted as a former support, we can see here how support then now becomes resistance. We just have to wait for a potential retest as we now broke it. So we're just waiting for that if possible before it pushes further down. Okay, we could be targeting 1.678 in the long run. Okay, so that is for euro New Zealand dollar. So we move on to the last 4 pairs for this video. I'm trying to make this, you know, quite quick, not too fast, not trying to ramble on so much, but yeah. So this pair was absolute rocket. We can see here, you know, the past few weeks and months just unable to push out of this range, and you can clearly see this, you know, price bouncing, you know, against this zone, not making a clear move, failing to push higher, and then this is where the market started to give us signs that we could be pushing up. Okay, so this area here. So this was for me my first point of interest in this pair. I wanted to get into this pair because, you know, we're breaking out of this major zone of interest of the market. And again, if we're wrong, we're wrong. But again, we were right in this case. And luckily, you know, we had the potential of 400 pips on the table. It just matters. It just matters of. It's just a matter of case of entering at any point. And again, we're now at the second phase of the, well, we're approaching, well, we are at the second level of a zone. So if you did miss out this move, again, not to worry. We do have a second opportunity, and this is at this level here. So if you wait for this push, and if we do get a very strong push towards the upside, I will be waiting for the pullback. Again, waiting for market to show us that this is indecisive. And again, this zone is, as it is becoming a form of resistance, it will become a form of support if it closes above. So wait for that pullback. We need to make sure that price is not pushing down. That gives us signs that we are making this zone as a form of support. And then if we look for that momentum again, we could be looking to again continue it and trend upwards. So nice simple strategy for this. Again, the zone that we're looking at is 71.4 to 71.0. Okay, so that's the area we're looking for. So put those zones in your chart and keep an eye out. Okay, so Aussie dollar to the Japanese yen, same thing here. Clear momentum structure towards the upside, huge pressure towards the upside. Don't fight against this. Please don't try reverse trade this. Just wait for confirmation. We're currently at the reversal zone here. So of our interest, for us to see momentum push higher, we need to wait for you know, this phase of the market to reverse, so push down. But if the market does push above this again, this could be the second good opportunity to get in on a trade and hopefully see if we can buy from this. And again, yeah, we're just waiting for the pullback and waiting for that push towards the upside. So we're waiting for a clear market indecision at this level before we look to buy and then push higher from there. So wait for that second momentum and that second wave. Okay, so this is at 76.57 to 76.26. So if you want to put those in your charts, feel free to do so and take accordingly. So coming to USD CAD, we was quite unfortunate with this pair. We got stuck in this region of the market. We just couldn't get that correct momentum. I was looking for a potential buy from this point, but momentum clearly showed that pressure was pushing down. So for us, what we will be looking for is waiting for strong confirmation that we're still pushing down, wait for this pullback within this area, and then we're going to wait for a form of indecision to come into the markets. Once we do find that, I want to see some price action and some strong momentum towards the downside. If we do get that, then this will be great because we have all of this area down here to make new structure. So interesting pair to look out for. I will be keeping my eyes peeled on this pair. Can't stress that enough. But again, on the premium group, we will be intra day trading this and try and see if we can extend and try capitalize on this move towards the downside if it makes that big push on market close for the next trading week. Okay, so the zone that we have here is at 1.353 to 1.345. Okay, so put those in your charts and take a look at that. And finally, we come to the last pair, euro to the Canadian dollar. Again, this pair I'm also keeping an eye out. It's the only pair that we are watching that's stuck in a sideways movement. So I do believe that this pair could be a very big one, as it's not pushed. Excuse me, as it's not pushed towards the upside or to the downside. So we do have this to keep an eye out. So what I'm looking at here is on a high time frame, we do have a ranging motion. I just want to see a structure break from the downside or towards the upside. So if we do get a break on the downside, just note that this will be absolutely great, great trading opportunity to take a sell. And this is because we've had four former points of support. So price has not been able to push down any lower than this level 4 times from mid-April all the way to the start of June. Okay, so if we do get a big push from either side, from the upside or towards the downside, we could be making some big moves here on a high time frame. Okay, so just understand this, that on a higher time frame, the higher the time frame and if the higher the time frame of the consolidation phase or the ranging phase, the stronger and the bigger the move the trending markets will be, if that makes sense. So when it makes the move towards the upside or towards the downside, the market move will be huge. Okay, so this is where you want to be trading if you are a long-term investor, or if you are only exposing your capitals at the best time, it would be at the trending points. Okay, so the markets are coming back into a trending motion, so I am seeing that. So hopefully we have another strong week moving into the second week of June, and we'll see where we can progress from. Okay, so again, that will be all for this video. I do believe that we had a very interesting week, and you can see the market slowly pushing into its trending phase. I hope you can see that just purely by looking at the perspective of the markets and looking at how, if you look at the previous full market analysis videos, we couldn't really talk so much of opportunity, and hence why the markets have just been, personally to me, in my opinion, just quite slow and not really going our way. But this should start now to hopefully give us, a lot more trading opportunities in the next month or so, and again, give us a chance to grow our account and cover up for the last 2 months that we had. So yeah, so that will be it. Again, I hope you kind of learned something from this. There was a lot of things to cover. Hopefully I didn't ramble on too much. Try to give you as much information as possible. If you did make it towards the end of this video, I massively appreciate that. If you haven't done so already, we've got that Telegram group chat that I want you to join. It can give you some really good insights of how we trade. Especially if you're a new trader, I highly recommend you to join that. If you are interested in joining our premium trading group, all you have to do is message us on our Instagram. And also, if you do have a question for us, you can also message us on Instagram as well. Just message us at KMTRADERS. and just send us a message there, and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. And if you haven't done so already, make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel for all of our future analysis videos, of course. And again, thank you for your time for watching this video. Hopefully it all makes sense. But if you do have any questions, feel free to message me, and I'm happy to help anyone. Okay, so thank you very much for listening, guys. I'll catch you all in the next video, and I'll see you soon.